one, a masterpiece. Close to the gods, the one, a masterpiece.
Hi everyone, my name is Rodrigo Garcia. I'm the CSO, the Chief Strategy Officer here in UIT. I work mostly on defining the vision, mission, and the offering of our service, and basically mostly focus on product strategy and product development. I have been working in this for the last 10 years on different stages of product development, from marketing, design, UX, development itself, data analysis, and things like that. And what I'm mostly passionate about, it's kind of hard to say because we are living in a world where everything is changing constantly, but it's learning about new things, new trends, new things that we can apply or that we can do in our daily basis, and how we can take our products to the next step. Here in UIT, what we do mostly is defining the product strategy, creating a great go-to-market strategy for the product that we are launching, and we help all our partners to the end-to-end kind of definition and development of the product, from the first time when we define how the product should be launched, what are the main features that MVP should include, to the design of that solution, and after that, the current or the right development to ensure the right time to market at the moment of launching that product. After that, we focus on the analyzing of the data that we receive from after launching the product to the market, and create the best backlog possible, understanding how the reaction of the users was after launching. It's easier than ever because one of the things that brought the pandemic, or the COVID-19 pandemic, brought to the table is the capacity to get in touch with new skills, with new talent from all around the world. The companies are now had understood that there's no necessary, or there's no real necessity to have the people in that spot, in that place, in your offices all the time. So a lot of possibilities appear around or gets in the table about finding the best people for the job anywhere in the world. So that's awesome. The possibilities regarding outsourcing in different places in South America, Eastern Europe, Asia, it's all over the place, and it's a great moment to start doing and start creating a project or a product, because you have the resources, you have the team, you have the possibility to create the best team possible. At the same time, it's extremely complex and hasn't never been as complex as it's right now. As we have so many products being launched every single day in different fields, in different industries, the complexity and the expectation from the users are as high as ever. We are seeing how new products are setting the standards every single day. The user experience is great in most of the cases. It never has been easier to create a product from a technological standpoint, but at the same time, now is the time to find a new way from a creative standpoint, from a vision standpoint, to create the difference, to make a change in the world, right? What we could say is that one of the things that you have availability right now is about doing outsourcing to find the right talent in different places, different spots from different locations. So that's a great way to try to reduce that skill gap. But at the same time, one of the issues that you will find doing those kind of techniques is that you will need to have the right structure, the right, you can call it framework, you can call it ways of doing things, to make sure that everyone are on the same page. Because that's one of the main complexities that you find right now. When you are starting doing outsourcing with different locations, you will see that you have people from different cultures, people are used to work in different ways, people even working in different time zones. So you have to find a way that the value is on the people, the value is in the capacity that the people can add to a table, but at the same time, there is a strong structure that can put everyone in the same place, to make sure that doesn't matter how flexible your structure is, you can align to that, and you can make sure that everything is moving in the right direction. Now, data is everywhere, which is great because it's starting to be not only a source of starting to collecting the information, as it usually happened in the previous time, where people and companies were getting data, storing the data, but not getting much information, much results with that. or after that. But now the thing that data is over there and starting to define the processes of doing design, of doing development, of doing product strategy, which is great. But the thing is that at the same time, as the companies are getting realized or getting starting to understand the value of the data, the users are starting to understand the value of their own data. So there are starting to appear a lot of techniques to stop allowing to the companies to receive the right data, the real data that the users create, produce every time that they interact with a product, with a experience, with whatever, with a flow. So at that time is a great challenge for the company. It's going to be even a bigger challenge in the future for companies, how to create a set of data that we can rely on, that we can trust, and that we can use. A lot of tools that reduce the amount of time that we had to spend creating that prototype. Usually in the previous times, like a year, 2 years ago, some of the process of product design was extremely complex, especially for creating the design. You know, the tools, the learning curve to get into some of the tools were really complex and were really used to, or really similar to what we were used to in the previous times. But right now you have both. On one hand, you have the simplicity to get to start creating design by your own with a really small learning curve, with some tool that is just like a drag and drop of different elements that are already predefined, thanks to that kind of understanding and that kind of processing of what different patterns could be created when gets analyzed some different products that are on the market. So as I said before, it's getting easier to start creating that from a design standpoint. And at the same time, what happened with product development as an overview is that you are seeing that with a low-code, no-code technology on product, is that it's getting easier and easier to start using these tools in different companies, even a smaller one that has some strengths or has some has some barriers to reach to these tools. Now it's getting easier to reach to that. So it's a great time to start creating some processes, some products, not only in the design standpoint or the product design standpoint, but in the whole product development. Every single touch point that one product will have with the user, doesn't matter if it's in a digital context where it's outside or offline kind of experience, has to be exactly aligned, has to be everything on the same page and be part of the same strategy. And that's why everyone is starting to use a concept which is total experience, which is basically to understand how everything is connected, how everything is in the same. It needs to be on the same page when defining a product strategy, when defining a design or user experience strategy.